Howdy everybody, I'm back again with another trading video. I haven't been doing any active trading in a bit. I've been involved in another project, so I apologize for not posting any of this stuff. But I did want to kind of post today's results and the setups that I saw them. I don't have the automation finished for this particular chart, but I hope to get that done by this weekend. So I can show you guys some results next week of some live trading on this particular chart with the automation. But here's how this is going to get set up. This is the chart this morning as of the 31st, and you can see the 28th and 29th and 30th. You can see all this price action here. And I've marked the highs and lows for the day. We did not bust this guy at all. That level was right around, what is that, right around 5802 or so. We didn't bust that guy. We had Monday was a holiday. Sorry, somebody turned that off. Monday was a holiday, so we had some price action Sunday and Monday, but it was pretty much range bound up in here. So not a whole lot. We were looking at a 10-point range on Monday for the NQ, which is fairly typical for a holiday. Sometimes it ranges more, but usually, 10 points is about right. The NQ usually ranges about 40 points on a range-bound day, between 30 and 40 points on a range-bound day, and then sometimes more if we have a trending day. So today, as you can see, the NQ broke out of that earlier this morning. So what you could have done is you could have set up a trade to say, when price action breaks above this guy, that basically you're looking at a little channel here. When price action breaks above that 5802.75, get into a long trade. And that's exactly what you could have done this morning. You could have done that at around 6:30, 6:30. You could have set up automation to do that. I would have set it up a little bit differently. You can trade the cloud right here. This is a 5144 cloud, and this is David Katz's chart with some modifications by me. I've added a 13 EMA moving average. I've added my particular pivot points and my particular target highs. You can see the target high and the target low here for the session. We didn't quite make that, but I'll show you a little bitty trick to. I'll show you a little trick to that. The projected high and projected low, these are all very much dependent upon what time frame you have on this chart. So let's look at the time frame. I've got it set up for a midnight to midnight chart, and the reason why I do that is because a lot of the algorithms will reset at midnight. So we had today's open right there at midnight. I've got a target low. I've got all the stuff down here. I'm not going to use that. I've been experimenting with the 13 EMA crossover. So if you see this bar right here, see that little doji right there, that green doji? What that's telling me is it's basically pretty much time thinking about looking for a setup to go long here. Okay, I've got a. Let me turn those off here for a second. I've got a bunch of other stuff, and I will hide my targets. So you can see I've got a 13, 34, 89 EMA. Everything is trending up. Everything is pointing up. The 34 is above the 89. The 13 is above the 34. So right in here, right in this particular area, right in here, is where you would have an early opportunity to go long. If you wanted to, or you could look at the 5144 crossover, which was right in this area here, but you would have had to sit through a little bit of this chop. A third way of taking this would be to get in at the pullback to the 89 EMA, and if you look at that, you'll see that you had two opportunities. You had one here, which was at, what's that? 10 minutes after midnight. And then you had another one pretty much here at that doji, that green doji right there, which is at 3:42 this morning. So if you'd gone long at 3:42 this morning, or had the automation do it, I don't know anybody that's up at 3:42 in the morning. You could have taken that. Okay, well, where do you get out? Well, let's take a look at this. You see the cloud up here. You can either get out at resistance at your target, which we didn't quite get to. You could get out when it pulls back to the top of the cloud here, okay? Or what you can do is you can get out at the 13 EMA when price action hits the 13 EMA crossover. And I like to do that. You would have gotten this move here, all the way from here, all the way up here, a little bit of a pullback, and you're looking at, you're probably looking at, say, from about 5,800 to about 5,816 or so. So you're looking at about a 15-point move, which is not a bad move for overnight, for laying in bed. Once the price action comes down to the 13 EMA right here, you get out of the trade. Now, where do you get into the trade? If you want to get back in, you wait until price action goes down below crosses below 13 EMA, and you've got a bar that's down below the 13 EMA. Then you'll go short. And let me stop this, and I'll show you that. Oh, I was going to show you that trick that I mentioned, and this is why I paused the chart at we're at 9:30 this morning. If I go to my chart settings, watch, this is very cool. Whoops, let me do this real fast. Let me turn my studies back on, and I'll show you how that affects that. If I turn my studies back on, I'll see I've got, today's open at midnight. I've got got all my I have my targets and my projected low, my projected high, and the target high was way the heck up here, and projected high was way up here too. Okay, so let's take that and change that to, let's change that to 9:30 to 16:15. Okay, just to see where, and you'll see these levels change. Okay, now what did they do? Wow, gee, look at that. Look at that target high. It moved down to almost where we had that, it almost touched the target high up here. So that was a real good projection. The target low is still down here, but it's a little bit above the reversal point. You've still got support here. So let me change that back to, so as you can see, the price action where you set your chart will change these guys, the projected high, projected low. Let me change these back to my standard chart. And there we go. Okay, we're back. Back to where we were before. Now our target low is down here, down to where reversal is. So I'm getting confluence down here between a reversal and the target low here. So I'm going to look at basically getting out of the short right in this area, somewhere right down in here somewhere. Okay. So let me I'm going to stop the chart, and then we're going to scroll back and see and take a look at that. See how that worked out. I see how that would have worked out today. And I'll just hit play here so I can get back my my targets here. Okay. If you'll notice, got into the short right here, right in here where that bar, and I like for the bar to either clear that 5144 cloud or clear that 13 EMA. Once because it can zigzag around. Once it clears that 13 EMA, you can either clear it when it closes below the 13 EMA or when the entire bar closes. That's your choice. It's your option, whatever you want to do. I like to see it clear it. That way I don't get all this choppy chop junk when it basically goes back and forth and chops around and then finally decides to drop. So you've got your 13 EMA bar. The bar is cleared below that, so I'm already out of my long here. I got my 15 ticks, or my 15 points in the bank. So that's what's about 60 ticks, 50, 60 ticks. So I got that in the bank. Now I start on my short. Short comes all the way down. You keep holding the short until you either see that green doji. Remember, you saw the red doji, get out here. Green doji, get out here. Either get out of the short there, get out of the short at the target low, or get out of the short when price action touches that 13 EMA. You can do that. And that's basically it was a two move day. Now, where's price action going to go after that? Typically speaking, price action it'll retrace about 50% or so. So I'm going to draw a line from here to here, from my high to my low. And that will be, there we go. So I'm looking at least a 50% retracement. So if I reversed at this point where I know my target low is, when I start trading above that, when I start looking at going long, I'm looking at least to around 57.91.50 if I want to play that. After that long move, the market will usually kind of chop around. So I don't want to play in the chop.
1 minute before the release, stand by.
But if you want to go long at this point, you certainly can. We've got a reversal, we've got a target low down here, which basically supports the idea of, hey, that's all the market's got right now. So you could reverse here and then go up, and as your target, you can either have 57.91, 57.98, right around in here, or there is the Murray math level, the major support resistance line, which is 5,875, which would be a really good target for the long move if you're going to hold overnight. Sometimes the market doesn't make it up quite that high by the time the market closes for the day. And as you'll see,
10 seconds before the release, stand by.
Let's see what we've got. Cash market close here. So cash market close here, we did not quite make it up to that. So you could get out there, or if you had the chops, you could go ahead and stay into it until the actual market close at 15 after. You could get out. That would be a good point. 5,875 would be a real good target, real good place to get out. And that was hit at, you're looking at what, 1605, 1606. So after cash market close, but before the market in general close, you're good. Now, where are we going? Now take a look at this. I'm looking at price action right now. You can see where the crossover is. We got today's open here, which is at midnight. See the crossover? See a 13 EMA crossover? I cleared it. I've cleared the crossover. I've got a green doji here. I've cleared the crossover. Price actions trading above that 13 EMA. So what I would be looking for is price action to continue to trade up until at least 58.20, 25, right, somewhere right in there, and then to pull back down. Anyway, that's that would just be the overnight move if somebody wanted to go ahead and trade that. They certainly could. Just watch that 13 EMA, watch for price action to dip down below that. It's, price action is usually a little bit choppy at night, and it doesn't move nearly as much usually, not always. You saw this move here this morning. That nice move there this morning started at about, what, 3:45, somewhere around there. I don't know what opens at 3:45 New York time, but whatever that market is, they basically decided to buy it up, and they bought it up pretty good. And then the cash market opened, and the cash market guys, you'll see that change right after New York opened. I guess the New York traders woke up and said, excuse me, we don't want to do this. So 8:25 they started selling off, and then but just fiddle around. So you had a stretch right here where you've got 1 hour between those bars, between 8:25 and cash market open, where basically nobody did anything. So I guess they were just waiting for cash market open and they're just going to sell it off. So if you missed this move, hopefully you got it on this move. Went below the cloud, just follow it down, follow that 13 EMA down. Oops, follow 13 EMA down all the way, and either get out the green doji, get out at the target, which was down here, the target low, which I've got projected on my charts. And that, by the way, that deal is free. Just contact me and I can get it to you. Or just get out the 13 EMA. You know, anywhere you wanna get out. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today. I'll hopefully be back. I'd like to do a recap this weekend once I get all my automation together. And I'll do another automation or another video on automation to show you guys how to put that together. Till next time, trade green, guys. Thanks.